Ins and outs at Arsenal, Don. Matt Turner, U.S. men's national team goalkeeper. Matt Turner has moved to Nottingham Forest for $7 million, rising to $10 million. He's going to be replaced by Brentford's David Raya. It's a $3 million loan fee with an option to buy at $27 million next summer. Do you like these moves? I get the Turner one. He needs to play.
He needs to play.
But Raya, like, what is this Ramsdale smell or something? Like, the Raya casts a shadow over Ramsdale, doesn't he?
I heard the great Peter Schmeichel talking about this morning on social media, and he doesn't like the idea of having two number ones going for the same position.
Wait. Peter Schmeichel, of course, who was backed up by the legendary Raymond van der Gaal for so many years. How does Raymond feel? Did he say that Raymond was never in competition?
I don't know, but I actually go against Peter on this one because I think it's great competition. You look at Edison and Ortega, and when Edison hasn't been in the side, Ortega's still a very good goalkeeper with the ball at his feet as well as Edison. So I think it makes sense, in my opinion, if you've got someone like David Raya going to Arsenal and putting pressure on Ramsdale, because Ramsdale's weak part of his game is playing out from the back. Unbelievable goalkeeper, brilliant goalkeeper with loads of confidence and commands that box. But playing out from the back is not his strength, where Raya's is. So I quite like, and I heard Aaron Ramsdale talk about it yesterday, and he actually said, "Bring it on." You know,
what's he going to say?
No, but I think it's great for a player, because if you're trying to nick my position, I'm not going to be all moody on you because you've come in. I'm saying, come on, Gab, let's bring it on. Can you raise my game? I'll raise your game, and hopefully we'll get success. It shouldn't just be a nailed on number one and you're just a number two and I'm not fit.
I think it's a bit different with goalkeepers.
Why?
I understand where Schmeichel's coming from.
Why?
Because in most cases,
I think it's more demoralizing if a goalkeeper comes in and he knows he's never ever going to start the big games because that man there's the number one. Your job isn't. That's got to be more demoralizing than fighting for your position, no?
So your job though isn't to make sure that your reserve goalkeeper isn't demoralized. He knows. I mean, David Raya knows that Ramsdale is a starter.
I know what it's like, right? When I'm competing for a place. Right, and on the Monday you train hard, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday you train hard. On the Friday, you know when the manager does his team and does the tactics and patterns of play, and you're in the res, he's got a bib on. Okay, that session kills you until you get your head back on again.
But you also know the reality, especially with goalkeepers, that the number one. I mean, I've spoken to enough managers, certainly the conventional wisdom in the game, that they say that.
I find it bizarre how you can
they don't deal well with pressure
But I find it bizarre uncertainty. In any position on the pitch you can have competition, but not for the number one jersey.
I mean, you can, but there's a reason why at just about every top club in the history of football, there's been very few situations where you had a legitimate competition for the number one jersey.
Maybe this is the future.
And where you've had legitimate competition, it's because the number one wasn't good. So all we've heard is how good Ramsdale is, what a great leader he is, and so on. So if you're saying that to Ramsdale on the one hand, but I have total faith in you. I bring in somebody, rather than Matt Turner, who, with all due respect to Matt Turner, is several rungs below But if
Ramsdale. You think about this logically, right, and your number...
Yeah, I get the competition
but just say you go all in on you've got a number one and a number two, right, and Ramsdale's your number one, and your backup goalkeeper's not as good as Aaron Ramsdale. When you then pick the backup goalkeeper, your team then is weaker. Why can't it be just as strong if you've got competition and David Raya comes in?
Well, because it is weaker because that happens whenever an injured player is out.
But it shouldn't be. Because now you've got two fantastic number ones, and whichever one you pick...
Right, except your number two, if your fantastic number one is playing regularly, then the number two never plays, so he's going to be rusty when he plays. I mean, that's
see, if you're a manager and I'm your assistant now, we're having a Barney.
Clearly.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.